me know when we're back on, Mike. All right, item number 6 on the agenda, no one is here to provide staff reports or administrative updates, so we're gonna go to,
Yep.
well,
Yes.
administrative updates, I'm sorry.
Yes. So just to reiterate, a part of the board's requirement is at least 2 hours of training annually, and that has to be done before January 15th. We have scheduled for all board members on October 23rd, which is tomorrow, training with Safarth and Georgia Tech. That is a virtual training. Everyone on the board has received an email. Please let me know if you have not received your email so we can make sure you have it before this evening.
Hey, I just want to say, Dan, you may want to take that contract down.
Oh, so,
Okay.
yeah, let me do that.
Yes.
In fact, let me stop sharing. That's what I really should do.
Okay.
Okay,
And that training is from 9 until 11.
thank you, Sylvia. That training is vitally important. Everybody knows that. Want to make sure everybody gets their training hours for this year. So please participate in that training tomorrow morning. All right. Any board comments before we adjourn this meeting? All right. Seeing none, can I please have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Motion has been made. Can I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and properly seconded. All those in favor of adjourning this meeting, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right, the ayes have it. We are adjourned. Let's go right into the Development Authority of Fairburn's October 22nd, 2025 meeting. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. I'm going to do a roll call. All board members that are present, please signify by saying aye. Letitia McCoy,
Aye.
Patricia Chambers,
Aye.
Todd Ireland,
Aye.
Mika Smith,
Aye.
Homer Knight,
Present.
Chris Wiley. All right, we do have a quorum. The first item on this agenda is approval of the agenda. Can I please have a motion that we approve the agenda?
Motion.
Motion has been made. Can I have a second?
It's Todd Ireland. I second that motion.
All right, any comments or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approval of this agenda, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any nays? Ayes have it. All right, next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the October 1st meeting. Are we going to skip that, Sylvia?
Yes, we're going to update that. If you'll recall, on October 1st, we only had that one meeting, so we'll have that for approval at our next meeting.
Okay. All right, next item for consideration and action. We're going to table A. Can I get a motion to table agenda item 5A, please?
This is Todd Ireland. I move that we table agenda item 5A.
Motion has been made. Can I have a second?
Letitia McCoy, second.
All those in favor of tabling agenda item 5A, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. All right, 5B, consideration of bond resolution for the Middlebury project.
Yes.
Wants to talk to that?
Yes, Dan is going to introduce the motion of the consideration of the bond resolution.
So, board members, this is the night we've all been waiting for, when we get to approve the bond resolution that lets us actually start the substantive process of issuing these bonds for the Middleburg project. It's a $61.5 million bond transaction, which is what we call a bonds for title. Uh, The bond will be funded with property, not with cash. The debt service will be constructed or book entry. Cash will not change hands there. The purpose of the transaction is to put in place a structure that allows property tax savings as an incentive for the developer. The memorandum of understanding, which is the next agenda item, contains the details about the project and the incentives. But the MOU is actually an exhibit to the bond resolution itself. But if the board members decide tonight to adopt the bond resolution, that authorizes the issuance of the bonds. It authorizes the process to start for the validation of the bonds. There will be an appearance before the Board of Tax Assessors, which we would do anyway with the leasehold valuation approach to the abatement, but we're doing a use approach, so it's a little different, but still, they're part of the process. We will get a validation date in court, which is a hearing, and it's usually nobody's there except us and the judge. But it's once that judge's order is issued, then the bonds are validly and incontestably issued. There's no liability on the part of the development authority or the city for the repayment of the bond, and the lease contains lots of provisions for us to be indemnified and to have our expenses paid. We will receive at closing a financing fee for the issuance of the bond, and there's a separate public benefit provided for in the MOU, which I can share with you when we get to that. You're aware of it already. But the financing fee, 1/8 of 1% of $61.5 million is $76,875. The bonds are supposed to close before the end of this year. So the bond would be issued and the financing fee would be paid. That closing will involve the officers. The board does not have to meet again to consider this after tonight. So from a legal perspective, I can recommend the bond resolution to you, and we can put it to a vote, or I'd be happy to answer questions.
Chair, if I may, and just to remind the board, the full documents were sent to the board for review on October 14th, and just some of the key points for the board's consideration was the purpose and use of the bond resolution, the finance acquisition of the mixed-use project, approximately 252 multifamily units, plus 4,500 square feet of retail near Renaissance Parkway and Milam Road in the city. Authorization and terms, a single drawdown, as Dan mentioned, taxable revenue bond. He mentioned that part, so I don't have to reiterate that, but the security and liability, limited obligation of the DA, not a debt of the Development Authority, city, or county, state, payable solely from the pledge project revenues and related security, and the public benefit, the project expected to create jobs and more catalytic mixed-use housing retail consistent with the city's development goals. And so that was an overview. Dan, do I need to go ahead and give them that overview of the MOU, or just wait till we get to that segment?
It's a separate agenda item, so we normally do it separately.
Okay, sounds good. Yep.
All right, are we gonna go ahead and move for a vote, Dan?
That would be appropriate, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right, can I move that we approve? Sorry. Can I request a motion that we approve the bond resolution for the Middlebury project? Let me ask you this, Dan. Sorry. Let me just make sure I'm squared up.
Sure.
I got it. All right, can I have a motion that we authorize the issuance of the Development Authority of Fairburn for taxable revenue bond for the is it the Moseyberry Fairburn LLC project? I thought it was the Middleburg.
That's the project entity. That's the name of the project entity.
Gotcha. All right. One more time. Can I get a motion that we approve the issuance of the Development Authority of Fairburn taxable revenue bond for the Middlebury project.
I motion that we approve the Millbury project for the tax purposes as is, Homer Night.
All right, can I have a second?
Start Ireland, I second that motion.
Any comments, questions,
Just one quick question.
please?
The financing fee, that's $76,878, is that correct, Dan?
It is $76,875 and no cents.
All right, thank you.
All right, any other questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all those in favor of approving the issuance of the tax revenue bonds for the Middlebury project, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. Congratulations.
Thank you, board members.
All right, next item on the agenda is approval of the memorandum of agreement as it relates to the Middlebury project.
As mentioned in your documents, the memorandum of agreement memorializes the project commitments and development conditions aligned with the bond documents, which includes Hero Housing as well as a downtown development investment. And I think Dan is going to follow up with some additional legal items regarding the MOU.
I'll walk you through the MOU. The MOU is the deal document, and it really tells a good story for the city of Fairburn. So if you have a copy there, or even if you don't, we make the point in the recitals that we're doing this transaction for the public benefit, and we list, 5 items, and there are schedules of what the public benefits are and the additional public benefits that are included. We want to do that anyway because we do transactions for the public good and not to make money from financing fees. And especially in this case where we have a longer abatement schedule than usual and it provides more savings than usual. So we've done this before in Fulton County, but not often. And it's important if somebody asks, and you might be asked by the chief appraiser, or we might be asked by the judge, well, why are you doing this? It's not to raise cash for the project. It is to get public benefit for the community. And the MOU makes that point. It contains the project description that Sylvia shared with you. It provides for start dates, outside start dates for the project to be completed and to start the abatement period. And so the first year of abatement, which is the year after the completion of construction, must be no later than 2029 unless there's force majeure. The force majeure can push that date to no later than 2030. There's a provision, in fact, for construction to start by June 1st of next year. Provides for our financing fee so that we can monitor and maintain accountability. Every year, the company will file an annual report with us. There's a specified form for that. The MOU contains investment goals and performance goals. Now, these are stated as goals, but we also have a very strong provision here concerning substantial failure, which allows us to adjust or take away the property tax abatement if the milestones aren't achieved or the project's not constructed, equipped, installed, operated, and maintained as it's supposed to be, or if they do not, in fact, honor and perform the affordable housing requirements. So there's a great deal of protection for the community in that. There are some, speaking of accountability, there's some dates. The MOU approved tonight is supposed to be signed by all parties by the end of this month, by Halloween. And we have, as I mentioned, until the end of this year to close the bonds. We have a provision for what I call an extraordinary termination event. There's some financial aspects to this. So if the company fails to make payments in lieu of taxes, fails to make the administrative payment required to us, or any indemnification payment required by the agreement, then we give them notice, and if they don't cure that in 10 days, we can just hand the project back to them with a quitclaim deed. The affordable housing requirements are on Schedule 1.1.11, and they're exactly as has been discussed before, police and firefighters first priority. It specifies the number of units and the AMI applicable to each unit, and there are a total of 25 affordable units. The additional public benefits, there's a cash portion of that. At closing, we'll get $250,000 for use for our governmental mission, and particularly downtown revitalization, so that's good. And there are a variety of specified non-cash public benefits, some related to the design and construction of the project. It mentions rooftops for community development, which will help us locate a grocery store within the city, sustainment of growth, improvement in city GDP, additions to the tax digest, even after the abatement over the next 15 years. The tax revenues are expected on a net basis to amount to over $4.3 million. I mentioned the extended savings schedule period of the abatement. That's 13 years, and the percentages are contained in the savings schedule that's attached. And it also provides, as I mentioned, the goals, which are cumulative investment of $61,355,745, and a jobs goal of 25 jobs. So all in all, this is a reputable company. It's a pretty good deal for the city, and it's an opportunity for the Development Authority to do our job. So I can recommend the MOU to you.
Dan, I may have missed it, but there is an allocation for downtown development in this MOU.
It's the $250,000 payment at closing.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure I did miss it, so. All right. Can I get a motion that we approve the memorandum of agreement as it relates to the Middlebury project?
This is Todd Harlan. I move that we approve the memorandum of agreement for the Middlebury project.
All right, motion has been made. Can I have a second?
Second, Homer Knight.
All right, any further questions, comments, discussions as it relates to this item? Well, I'll say this. The hero housing, I think, in this particular memorandum of agreement and the project developers' commitment to be able to do that for our citizens and workers, staff for the city of Fairburn, I think is vitally important. And I think it's very commendable for a developer to come in with that approach, and then also to coincide with our goals as a development authority for redevelopment of the downtown area. And so I can really appreciate what this particular developer is going to do, and their commitment to do, and their investment into Fairburn with this project. And so with that, I'll go ahead and move for a vote. All those in favor of approval of the memorandum of agreement for the Middlebury project, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, the ayes have it. Thank you very much. The next agenda item is board discussions and comments. Anybody? All right, seeing none, we'll proceed.
Okay,
Yeah, please.
Sylvia, the matter I discussed, is that at a later date?
Yes, sir. We need to convene, and Dan, on that item, is that something that the chair can add as an agenda item, or is that something, how best do we proceed with that?
And what's the action that we need to take?
The action regarding a public comment?
Well, if we have, are there members of the public there?
No.
No.
Then we close the public comments.
Okay, and I think this is the item that we spoke about during the last meeting, the statement made.
What, as a response to the city's public comment session?
Oh, I see.
Yep.
if the question is whether we should take a position or say anything about that, we certainly could. And, you know, it was a pretty outrageous statement. But, you know, people can be outrageous. And my view of things is it's like social media. What people like, I'm just speaking in general, not of any particular person, but what a person like that might want is the more controversy, the better.
Right.
So if you pour flames on it, you're going to get more oil and gasoline on it. You're going to get more flames. So it's wrong. It's insulting.
We can
And-
set aside, set aside for the next meeting, and we can add it as an agenda item should one of the board members so choose. But we take point well taken.
Right, it gotta, for me, 'cause I had to report the comments to the state that I got a license with. Whether it was true or not, I've been informed by my attorney, it has to be addressed because it's in the city records, as though something that what we were doing that was wrong. So I wanted to address
Yes, sir.
for my own standing in my church and my own standing in my business, got to be addressed.
So we can follow up, and I will touch base with Dan on tomorrow to find out about an agenda item, and then also with the chair. And we will follow up, Mr. Knight, as to next steps,
Okay.
if that's agreeable.
And there's certainly some steps we can take, and I didn't realize that was taken into the city minutes. I guess that is something that they do, but we can certainly make a response. And I didn't, for what it's worth, I don't think anybody there believed that. So that's also a factor. But you're right; it'd be good to go on record about that, and we can do it.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking, it just to be addressed somehow.
There is an opportunity for public comments during the next city council meeting, if
Right.
you would like to,
Well,
but we can talk, yep.
my attorney said it has to be addressed, and do I need to?
I would be careful just with any attorney-client privilege. Just, I don't know
Okay.
what you and your attorney talked about.
Okay, I'll just mention that to you later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In fact, let me just mention some things that we could do. I'm not necessarily recommending one or the other, but for one thing, we could adopt a resolution, send a copy to the city. The chair could write, or I could write a letter to the city, or we could have somebody stand up in the next public comment of the city and make a comment. And there are probably other options too, but those are the ones that come to mind immediately.
Well, the letter will address the issue. We can get a copy of it. I can get a copy of it.
Yes.
I would be more than satisfied with that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to say this because I know not just this room, but folks online do watch these meetings. Everybody on this board is a volunteer. Nobody on this board gets paid to be here. Everybody on this board is a owner of a business, and so they're taking time away from their families and from their businesses to be present to try to help push this city forward. And so, you know, anybody with any disparaging comments about any particular board member or the board generally should only make a comment if it's an educated comment about what we do and about what we're trying to do. And I'm sure anybody on this board is friendly enough to talk to you about what we do. If you have any question that we can't answer at that moment, we're happy to follow up. But as it relates to the board here, everybody on this board is committed to trying to make Fairburn a better place, and everybody on this board is a volunteer. I mean, they're volunteering their time, and they're volunteering, taking away time from their families and their businesses to be here. All right. With that, I would like to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, board members. Good meeting tonight.